Ah, welcome to the Yoki build, January 13, 2019. Alright, so uh, we had a little issue over the placement of the HVAC, which was installed into the wrong location. And Chad, the builder, and we talked it over, and we came to a compromise to just give me a different kind of layout for the backyard patio. So here we go. Here's the result. Thank you, True Homes, for making it right. All right, so let's see. So as we spoke before, the HVAC was actually here on the blueprint, and I had bought about 10 by 16 concrete patio that was gonna eat into, so the HVAC is sitting in where that concrete patio would have been. So instead, spoke with True Homes, and then we try to direct the rest of the concrete over here where the HVAC used to be, and now we got this whole nice space. They hooked it up, thank you, and they gave me about 28 by 15 backyard as opposed to the 10 by 16 that I purchased. So quite a significant, maybe $1,000 worth. It's $4 for every 10 square feet. 10, okay, anyway. What I also wanted was a wall, a kind of like a small barrier to block off the noise and the site of the HVAC, which True Homes was like, no, we're not doing that. I was kind of hoping that they would change their mind, because I looked it up. The price of the barrier is probably less than 300 or 200. The builder did say that if I wanted the HVAC back over here, it was going to be a lot of work for him, and it would probably cost a lot for him because he had to tear up some, the electrical and the siding. That's going to be, that would have been expensive for them to put back. But what concerned me was, my family is really tired of, we've really outgrown our apartment. So we still wanted to, get out on closing date. And, the apartment complex was like, if you're going to stay longer, we want $1,000, whatever. So we just wanted to avoid all that. So, had I stuck to my guns, they probably would have hooked it up. Now this is not a True Homes problem. Every builder and all my colleagues that I spoke to who've had their homes built by other builders, like we're talking about my boss, $600,000, to my colleagues, $220,000 home. I mean, like 3 or 4 people. Even my neighbor had issues. I mean, it's not a True Homes thing. You just got to track your build, take all, note all the defects, because every builder is, they're not perfect, and it's unfortunate that this was kind of like a big mistake. It would have been, because on the blueprint and on most of these homes with this layout, this HVAC is going to be over here. I mean, if you look all the way down here, this row, the HVACs are, well, I don't know. They could have other the layouts, but needless to say, track your build and flag them down as early as you can so you can get it, amended. But the builder, he's a nice guy. I understand, from a service point of view, because I'm in the service industry too. Sometimes you don't want the consumer, the client, to just get everything they want. I mean, but just I mean, you kind of want to put a lid on, you know, what they want. I understand it from his point. But on the other hand, I think what I was asking for, the concrete and the wall, would have been significantly less than them ripping this guy out, you know, redirecting all electrical over here, and you know, just making it right. It would have definitely pushed, you know. So anyway, I'm still happy though. Would have wanted that wall still. I mean, I don't think that's big, but it is what it is, folks. So as you can see, nice. So now instead of I wanted to so now instead of sitting my guests here, I'm gonna sit my guests here and blah 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 over here, fire pit, whatever, and then I'll just BBQ here by the noise. You know, try to like maybe buy some plants and wall it off, or maybe look into contracting that out and paying for my own wall. Speaking of walls, it's a pretty hot week for that conversation. Let me see if I can get from the back. Okay, so yeah, we are a week out, and there's a lot of blemishes, lots of defects that we can see now that we have all the lights installed. But I mean, that's not something that I'm gonna care for up until the final walkthrough. So, you know, you can see, I mean, but that's what you know, that's what a final walkthrough is. You know, you can lots of marks, you know, that was not seen before. Even my glass here, you see that? Even my new window, I'm sure it was good at one time, but I kind of wonder how they, and then missing bulb here, you know, but we'll smooth out all that out on the final walkthrough. I'm gonna, I followed up with my real estate agent, and Renee Lurian, great guy. He recommended we get a home inspector out the day before the walkthrough. So I was thinking that let's do it on the day of the walkthrough, but he's like, no, it's better to do it one day before. And I think that's better because we don't want the final walkthrough to be too long anyway. So that's good. You know, rely on your realtor's experience. If they, you know, they're not legally bound to, you know, they are not home inspectors. They're not, you know, lawyers. But you can always, you know, just say, you know, take it upon yourself that it is your decision, you know, and ask for their opinion. And, you know, more often than that, I'm sure they will give it. So we did not upgrade. So this is the standard, really ugly looking stove range. And here's the standard. We're thinking about upgrading that ourselves on our own. You see, it's really nasty looking. It looks like from a 1990s dishwasher. You know, but that's what. So they only. So you wouldn't be charged normally. The builder wouldn't normally charge you for these things. But they have to because it's a code thing. You know, like the state would not allow this home to be certified to be lived in if they didn't have these things. So the builder supplies them, and then you know, you can't say, oh, can you just not charge me and give me them because I don't want them. I'll just buy my own. They're like, no, you have to start with this nasty base model. But you know, True Homes has packages, and they have if you want to upgrade through them. I just found that their catalog is really small for that stuff. And depending on the time of the year, they do have packages. The time that I went through, they had the lighting. They didn't have a package for, you know, the range, dishwasher, and fridge. I know that from watching other builds, I can see that there were lighting packages with the kitchen. I mean, it looks like that, but you know, really, bottom line, just figure in, if you buy like a major package, it should be around 10 to 15,000. So heads up, you know, it's probably like you know, countertops, flooring, and lighting. That's the package they offered me for 10 G's. I said no to. Yeah, and then they always have the separate packages for just the appliances. I said no to that also. Well, we're just gonna go handle that on our own. Really nothing different with upstairs. I was upstairs earlier. It's just carpeting. If you're a homeowner and you're thinking about buying stuff before, you know, things such as the thermostat, you might, I actually went ahead and bought a smart thermostat. I bought one. I didn't know I had a second one upstairs. So heads up, you know, you might want to take a note of what you're getting. You might not know that you're getting you have a second one. So I have to buy a second one for the upstairs. All right, well, you know, pretty much wraps it up. You know, we have water, electricity. This tour was pretty much just to see the nice backyard now. You can see it slopes in. Actually, let me say this, True Homes, they used to they had an issue. That's one of their major complaints online, was the grading of the property. But I don't know. It is quite muddy out there, but you know, as you can see, there is a nice slope. So they do grade. Personally, I think that the more land you have, the more downward grade you can get. And I mean, I have a lot of land, so I don't think I have to worry about it. So things are looking good. That's it. Oh, and you know, if you buy into the internet package, here's what your cable wiring connections would look like. I think this cost me, what's it cost me? Like $600, you know, to get this wiring put in. Hardwired. I would hardwire your stuff. Don't rely on the Wi-Fi too much, because depending on you know what's blocking it, you know, the signal is not going to travel. You know, and some advertisers would be like, you know, it'll cover your whole house. Well, that's not true. You're going to probably have to buy something called a repeater, or you know, like things that will extend your signal, or buy another router. It's just better to have it wired, and then just rely on the router as, you know, as a secondary source of internet. You know, your Wi-Fi source as a secondary. All right, well, thanks for rolling through with us. And we will see you again on the next video. All right, thanks a lot for being with us. Bye.